So we have the next question. An LCR circuit, series circuit, is joined to a source of alternating EMF R equals to 9 ohms, XL equals to 28 ohms, that is the impedance, inductive resistance, and the capacitive resistance, that is 16 ohms. Then the impedance of the circuit will be 10 ohms, 15 ohms, 20 ohms, and 30 ohms. So we are given here to find the impedance of the circuit. Okay, where impedance circuit Z, okay, the impedance Z will be equals to under root R square plus XL minus XC the whole square, that is the impedance, inductive reactance minus the capacitive reactance, where R is equals to 9 square plus X of L, that is 28, minus the capacitive reactance is 16 the whole square. So the answer comes out to be 25 ohms of resistance. Sorry, it is wait a second, let's solve this. It is 81 plus 28 minus 16 the whole square, that will give you 15 ohms. Okay, so the answer, the impedance given here is 15 ohms, so B is the correct option. Next question. In an AC circuit, the resistance of R equals to 40 ohms and an inductance L are connected in a series. If the phase angle between the voltage and the current is 45 degree, then the value of the inductive reactance will be. So this is, in the circuit we have a resistance and we have an inductance. So this is an LR circuit which is given, in which there is a phase angle between the voltage and the current. So the phase angle between them, suppose if the phase angle is theta, and we have the inductance LW, L omega, and the resistance R. So for an LR circuit, the tan of this theta becomes equals to L omega upon R, where tan, the theta given over here, is the angle between them is 45 degree, that gives you 1. So the inductive reactance will be equals to L omega, which is equals to R, which is equals to 40 ohms. Okay, so that means whatever the resistance is equals to the inductive reactance, and that will be equals to 40 ohms. So the correct option is B, 40 ohms. Next question. For an alternating current containing a resistance and a capacitance, in series, the angle between the current and the EMF is given by tan theta equals to 1 upon omega CR. The power factor of this circuit is omega CR, or R upon omega C, R under root R square plus 1 upon omega C square, and D equals to R under root R plus 1 upon omega C. So here we have is a circuit which is having a resistance and capacitance connected in a circuit. Again, this is an RC circuit, and the angle between the current and the EMF is given by a theta, which is equals to omega CR, where this tan of this theta is equals to 1 upon omega CR. It can be written as 1 upon omega C upon R, where tan theta is equals to opposite upon adjacent. So the opposite of this angle becomes 1 upon omega C, and the adjacent becomes R, according to this equation. Okay, so we need to find the power factor. This is given by the cos of the angle theta, and that is nothing but adjacent upon hypotenuse, and this is the hypotenuse, so that will be nothing but one side square plus other side square. So we will get a value of r square plus under root r square plus 1 upon omega c the whole square under root. Okay, so that will be the hypotenuse. So cos theta again becomes adjacent upon hypotenuse, so that is r is the adjacent upon the hypotenuse, becomes under root r square plus 1 upon omega c the whole square. So this is the cos theta. So option C is the correct option. An alternating EMF of 200 volt 50 Hz is applied to a series LR circuit, and if L equals to 0.4 pi and 0.4 Henry and R equals to 0 or 30 ohms, then the impedance of the circuit and the current in the circuit will be 35 ohms 8 amps, 15 ohms 10 amps, 50 ohms 4 amps, 37.5 ohms 6.5 amps. So first we are going to find the impedance in the circuit. Impedance Z will be given by under root R square plus L square omega square, where omega is the 2 pi n, that is the frequency, squaring it becomes 4 pi square f square. So we substitute the value of omega over here, and we substitute all the remaining values given. So R becomes 30 square plus 4 into 3.5414 the whole square multiplied by the frequency, that is 50 ohms, 50 hertz square multiplied by 0.4 upon pi, that is the inductance given, that is 0.16 pi square. So we get the entire value for the impedance to be 50 ohms, and the current we are finding is E upon Z, that is the EMF upon the Z. EMF given is 200 volts upon the Z, that is 50. Just we now found out the impedance, so that gives you 4 amps of current. So 4 amps of current is there and impedance is 50 ohms. So current becomes 450 ohms. So C is the correct option. In a series LCR circuit, the inductive reactance is 350 ohms, the capacitive reactance is 200 ohms, and the reactance and the resistance is 150 ohms. The phase angle of the circuit is 0 degree, 30 degree, 60 degree or 45 degree. So we have the formula tan of phi equals to XL minus XC upon R. So that is 350 minus 200 upon 150, that is inductive reactance minus capacitive reactance upon the resistance. So we get the value 150 upon 150, that gives you 1. So phi equals to tan inverse of 1, so phi becomes equals to 45 degree. So D is the correct option. The reactance of a capacitor is Xc. If both the frequency and the capacitance are doubled, then the new reactance will be Xc to Xc, Xc upon 2 or Xc upon 4. So we have the reactance of a capacitor is given by the formula 1 upon 2 pi the frequency multiplied by the capacitance. So if the frequency and the capacitance both are double, so we double both of them, 2 pi multiplied by 2f multiplied by 2c. So that gives you 1 upon 4 into 2 pi fc. So that will be nothing but 1 upon 2 pi fc is nothing but xc. So xc upon 4 will be the option. So D is the correct option. An alternating potential E equals to E0 sin omega t is applied to a LC circuit. What is the phase difference between the voltage across L and C? A 5 by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and 0. So here we need to find the phase difference for an LC circuit. Okay, and when there is a potential. So for an inductive for L, the E will be equals to E0 sin omega t plus pi by 2. Okay, and for C the potential difference becomes E equals to E0 sin omega t minus pi by 2. So one is plus pi by 2, another is minus pi by 2. So there is a phase difference of pi angle. Okay, so that is B. In a circuit containing an inductance of 0 resistance, the current leads the applied AC voltage by a phase angle of 0 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree or minus 90 degree. So if in a circuit we have an inductance which is connected and the resistance is 0, for such a circuit the voltage given is it basically it leads by 90, it lags behind V by 90 degree, the current lags behind the voltage by 90 degree, or it will lead behind the voltage, or it will lead by the voltage by minus 90 degree. Okay, so there will between the current and the voltage there will be a lagging by 90 degree, or it will be a leading by minus 90 degree. So D, if here we have asked that the phase angle that which leads, so it's leading by minus 90 degree. In a AC circuit, E and I are given by E equals to 100 sin 100 t in volts and I equals to 100 sin 100 t plus pi by 3 in milliamperes. The power dissipated in the circuit is 250 watt, 25 watt, 2.5 watt or 5 watt. So we need to find the power dissipated. So for that, first we have the equation E equals to 100 sin 100 t and I equals to 100 sin 100 t plus pi by 3 in milliamps. So for that we will be getting this value of E naught, that is equals to, if we compare it with the equation E equals to E naught sin omega t, so E naught will be 100. Okay, and similar way I naught will be 100. Okay, so for this we need to find the power dissipated, where power is given by the formula E into E into I, and there is an angle that is cos phi, where cos phi is this omega t plus phi, where phi becomes equals to again pi by 3. Okay, so E we have is E naught. This actually it will be the ERMS and this actually will be the IRMS. So the relation with ERMS and IRMS is such that E naught will be equals to ERMS upon root 2. So where it will be ERMS is given as 100 upon root 2, and similarly I naught will be 100 upon root 2. So we have this E naught and I naught, so E naught will be again 100 root 2 multiplied by 100 upon root 2 multiplied by this current which we got is in milliamperes, so we convert it into amperes, that is 10 raised to minus 3 multiplied by cos of pi by 3, that is half. Okay, so on solving entirely we get 2500 into 10 raised to minus 3, that gives you 2.5 watts of power. So the correct option is C. A capacitor has capacity C and reactance X. If the capacity and the frequency are doubled, the reactance will be 2x, 4x, x by 2 or x by 4. So here we have the capacitive reactance, that is which is equals to 1 upon omega C. So omega, it is 2 pi f c, where f will be the frequency, c is the capacitance. If the capacitance and the frequencies are doubled, so here we are going to double the frequency and double the capacitance. So what we have here is 1 upon 2 pi 2f into 2c. Okay, so that will be 1 upon 4 bracket 2 pi f c. So that will be this 1 upon 2 pi f c is again xc, that is nothing but xc upon 4. So that will be x upon 4. Okay, so D will be the correct option. A circuit has a resistance 12 ohms and an impedance of 20 ohms. The power factor of the circuit will be 0.4, 0.5, 0.6 and 1.5. So the power factor is given by Z upon, it is given by R upon Z, where R is the resistance, that is 12, and the Z is the impedance, that is 20. So 12 by 20 gives you 3 by 5, that is nothing but 0.6. So 0.6 is the correct option. In a series LCR circuit, the power loss at the resonance is I square omega L, I square omega C, I square R, or E up square upon under root R square plus omega L minus 1 upon omega C, the whole square. So in the series in an LCR circuit, and at the resonance condition we have Z equals to R, and the power loss will be only due to resistance, where it is equals to I square R. Okay, will be due to R, and hence Z will be equals to I square R. So C, I square R will be equal, I square R is the correct option. An alternating EMF is applied to a series combination of inductance 2 Henry and resistance 50 ohms for a particular value of angular frequency of the applied EMF. Resonance is produced. Then the impedance of this combination is 20 ohms, 80 ohms, 20 ohms, 30 ohms, 40 ohms or 50 ohms. So here an alternating EMF is applied in a series combination of LCR circuit. Okay, we have L, we have C and we have R, and at a particular value of angular frequency a resonance is produced. So the condition for resonance is Z, the impedance becomes equals to the resistance. As a result, the resistance is given out to be 50 ohms. The given impedance will be also equals to 50 ohms. Okay, so the correct value is D, 50 ohms. In an LCR circuit, it is in resonance. The capacity decreases to 1 by 4 of its original value, capacitance. What should be the new inductance so that the circuit remains in resonance? It should increase by 2 times, 4 times, 8 times or 16 times. So if in this LCR circuit is in resonance, so the relation will be L and C will be equal. Okay, so L and C will be both the values multiplied will be a constant. So here the capacitance is decreased by 4, so C becomes equals to C by 4, and what should be the original value for L. So if if it is an LC, then for the capacitance to decrease by 4, the inductance should be multiplied by 4 in order to get an LC. As a result, the inductance should increase 4 times. So B is the correct option. What is the current drawn from the source in the following circuit? We have a resistance, a capacitance and an inductance. Both are connected. All the three are connected in parallel. So here in this connection, the L and C are connected in opposite. The currents, they are in opposite directions. So the total current we need to find out. That will be the current through R, current through L, current through LC. But here, because the directions are opposite, we are going to minus the currents through the capacitance minus the inductance, and we are going to square them. So the formula goes I is equals to under root of R square plus, that is the current through the resistance square, of plus the current through the inductance square, that is IL minus the current through the capacitance square. Okay, I'll write it again. It is equals to under root IR square plus IL minus IC the whole square. Okay, so we apply the values, that is V equals to so I will be, if V equals to IR, we have the Ohm's law, I equals to V upon R. So here all the three V's we have removed out, so what will be remaining is the resistance. So and because we have only the reactance and the resistance given, so it will be 1 upon R square plus that is R square plus 1 upon XL square XC 1 upon XL minus 1 upon XC, so that will be reversed, so that is 1 upon XC minus 1 upon XL the whole square. So next is we have the voltage which is given is 100. Okay, here if we don't know, it is V equals to V0 sine omega t, and that V0 is equals to 100. So we have 100 volt out here, so 1 upon R, that is 220 square, that gives you 400, plus 1 upon XC, that is 10 square, that is again 1 upon XC, that is to the capacitance, it is again 20 minus 1 upon 10 the whole square. Okay, on squaring this it gives you the answer. On squaring this it will give you the value 1 upon 400 plus of this entire thing, it is nothing but again comes out to be 1 upon 400. Okay, so on solving this we get 100 root 2 upon 20, so that will be 5 root 2 amps of current. So here option C, 5 root 2 amps is the correct option. At what rate the potential difference between the plates of a parallel plate capacitor of capacitance 2 microfarad should be changed to establish a displacement current of 2 milliampere between its plates? Okay, so to the rate we have given is 2 into 10 raised to 2, 2 into 10 raised to 3, 2 into 10 raised to 3, or 2 into 10 raised to minus 3 volts per second. So we need to find the rate at which the potential difference will change, that is the plates will be changed when the capacitor of capacitance 2 microfarad should be changed to establish a displacement current of 2 milliamperes. So the displacement current is nothing but it is equals to the capacitance multiplied by the change in the voltage per unit time. Okay, where dV by dt is the change in the volt per unit, the change in the potential difference upon time, so that will be given by ID upon C, where ID is the displacement current, that the current is 2 milliamperes, that is 2 into 10 raised to minus 3, upon the C, capacitance is 2 microfarads, so 2 into 10 raised to minus 6 farads. So on solving this we get dV upon dt equals to 10 raised to 3 volts per second, so that is 10 raised to 3 volts per second. The armature coil of an AC generator has 1000 turns each of area 2 meter square. It was rotating in a uniform magnetic field B of 0.2 Tesla, and at an angular speed of 60 radians per second. It was found that in a certain position of a coil, the current in the circuit becomes 0. What was the flux in the coil? 200 Weber, 250 Weber, 300 Weber, or 400 Weber? So here we need to find the flux in a generator. So flux phi is equals to, for a coil it is NAB cos of theta. Okay, where I, the current same will be equals to I0 sine omega t. When the current becomes 0, I becomes equals to 0. So we have I equals to 0. So therefore sine omega t becomes equals to 0. As a result, the angular frequency omega t becomes equals to 0. So that theta we are going to put here. The flux will be entirely dependent on NAB, because cos 0 becomes 1. So N is the number of turns, that is 1000, multiplied by the A, that is the current, the A will be the ampere area, that is 2 meters square, 2 multiplied by B, the magnetic field, that is 0.2 Tesla. So the answer comes out to be 400 Weber. Okay, so D is the correct option. In an LCR circuit, AC circuit, the voltage across each other of the components L and C and R is 60 volts. What is the voltage across the LC combination? L 60 volts, 120 volts, 0 volt, or 60 upon root 2 volts. So basically in an LCR circuit, the voltage across the L and the current, the voltage across the L and the circuit, that is the voltage across the L and the current across the L, they lead each other by 90 degree. And similarly, the voltage across C and the current across C lags by 90 degree. As a result, the combination of LC becomes equals to 0. So C is the 0 volt is the combination across LC. A short bar magnet is moved along the axis of a coil with a constant speed. Which of the following figures correctly gives the variation of induced EMF E with the time? So we have 4 figures out here. and we need to find the induced EMF, relation of this induced EMF with respect to time when a magnet is moved towards the coil, and it is moved along the axis of the coil. So the magnet is moving through this axis from the left to the right it is going. So we know that whenever magnet is moved towards the coil, an EMF is induced in the coil, and that EMF will be equals to minus d phi by dt. But similarly, when the magnet will go on moving, it will pass through the coil and it goes on onto the other side, that is on the right hand side. The magnitude and the direction of the induced EMF will change. That will, if it is plus, then it will become, it reverses, it becomes minus, and this will be shown. This is shown, it is only in this figure B, where there is a change in the magnitude of the induced EMF. So B is the correct graph. So next sum, the graph gives the relation between the inductive reactance and the inductor of an inductor and against the frequency of the applied EMF. What is the value of the inductance? So here is a graph of the reactance, inductive reactance, and the frequency which is changing on. So we need to find the value of the inductance, which we have the four options. So the inductance value is given by the inductive reactance by 2 pi frequency multiplied by L. 2 pi frequency multiplied by L, where the inductance L will be equals to XL, that is inductive reactance upon 2 pi F. So we have a graph of XL upon F. So that is that we can only find out the value by finding their slope, that is slope of XL minus F. So the inductance is XL upon F. This entire thing, it will be equals to nothing but L. So that is nothing but XL upon F is slope. So we have slope of XL minus F, and the rest is 1 upon 2 pi. So 1 upon 2 pi will find the slope in this graph. I have taken here 2 points, that is the point, last point and the center point out here. Though here it becomes x2 y2, here it becomes x1 y1. So the slope formula we have is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So here 1 upon 2 pi, here y2 which we have here is 4 minus y1 which we have here is 2. 4 minus 2 upon x2 is 200 and x1 is 100. 2 upon 200 minus 100. So here we have 4 minus 2 is 2 upon 2 pi into 200 minus 100 is 100. So 2 1s are and 2 50s are. So we have 1 upon 2 pi into 50. Now 52s are, again it becomes 100 pi. So I have taken the pi and the 100 up, that is it becomes 10 raised to minus 2 upon 3.14. On solving this, you get the value of 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 3 Henry. So here C is the correct option, 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 3 Henry. In an alternating circuit, AC circuit, the maximum charge on the capacitor is Q. What is the charge on the capacitor when the energy is stored equally between electric and the magnetic field? Q upon root 2, Q by 3 or 2. So here we have this capital Q to be the maximum charge on the capacitor, that is the maximum charge on capacitor C. Okay, and the maximum energy is of this capacitor, it will be half of Q square C. Okay, so when it is equally shared between we have this condition that it is equally shared between the electric and the magnetic field. So the energy which is stored in the capacitor will be half of its total energy, so that is half Q square upon C. Okay, so what will be the charge on the capacitor? So let the charge on the capacitor will be Q. Here the capital Q is the maximum charge we have kept, so the charge on the capacitor will be Q. So here half Q square upon C will be equals to the stored charge, that is half Q square upon C. Okay, on solving this we will be getting the value of Q. So here we get the value of Q square to be equals to Q square upon C. So Q is equals to Q upon under root 2. Okay, so A Q upon under root 2 is the correct option. In the circuit shown below, what will be the reading in the voltmeter and the ammeter? So here we have an LCR circuit. Here the voltage across L is 200 volts, capacitance is 200 volts, and R across the reading across the R we need to find out, and what will be the reading of the voltmeter and the ammeter. So in this case, the voltage we have for formula V is equals to under root of VR square plus VL minus VC the whole square. Okay, so the voltage across this R, that is VR, will be again equal to this V, just because here we have VL equals to VC equals to 100. Okay, so if we place 100 over here, 100 over here, it becomes 100 minus 100. So whatever value we get is VR square equals to V. So that is VR, we have the voltage across the resistance, that will be again equals to 100. we have given the V, the value will be equals to 100 ohms. Okay, so the reading of the voltmeter, it is showing to be 220. So V becomes 220 sorry, 220 volts. Okay, so that is the reading of the voltmeter. So here we have to find the reading of the ammeter. So that is in the circuit, the reading of the ammeter I, that is equal to R RMS, which is equals to V upon R. So V RMS upon the R, that is the impedance. So here, which is nothing but V RMS upon R. So V RMS we got to be 220 upon the resistance R will be equals to V, which is equals to R. So R will be equals to 100. So it is 2.2 amps of current which has been recorded in this ammeter. So 220 volts and 2.2 amps of current. So 220 volts and 2.2 amps of current. Which of the following equation represents the modified form of Ampere circuital law? So we have the Ampere circuital law as the flux B of dl is equals to mu naught I plus mu naught epsilon naught d phi E upon dt. Okay, so this is the represent modified form. Here we can have B dot dl equals to mu naught outside, so inside it is I epsilon naught d phi upon dt. Okay, so from this we have C as the correct option, which is the modified form of the Ampere circuital law. Which of the following combinations should be selected for better turning of an LCR circuit used for communication? So in order to have a better LCR circuit used for communication purpose, the quality factor of the circuit should be high, and that quality factor Q, it depends on the formula we have is 1 upon R under root L upon C. So for the quality factor to be good, the resistance should be less and the capacitance should be less and the inductance should be high. So in order to get such a circuit, we have the combinations in which the third one, where the resistance is low, the capacitance is also low and the inductance is high, C will be the perfect option. The RMS current in an AC circuit is 4 amps. If the wattless current 2 root 3 amps, then the power factor of the circuit is 1 by 3, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2 or root 3. So here we are going to find the power factor. But first, it is an AC circuit and we will be having a graph for that. It is such that firstly we'll find the wattless current. Okay, so here this is the ERMS, that is the voltage, and this is the current RMS. There is a theta between them for an AC circuit and for an RMS circuit, for an RMS current in an AC circuit. Okay, so if this is O, this is M and this is P, then this OM will be contributing for the power, and here this PM will be the this will not contribute to the power factor. This is called as the wattless current. Okay, so this PM will be nothing but it is IRMS multiplied by cos theta, multiplied by sin theta, that is sin theta. For this PM, sin theta will be opposite upon hypotenuse, that is PM upon IRMS. So PM will be equals to IRMS multiplied by sine of that theta. Okay, so IRMS, the wattless current PM is given to be 2 root 3 and IRMS is again 4 amps multiplied by the sine of the theta. Okay, so we get that sine theta is equals to root 3 upon 2, where theta will be again equals to sine inverse root 3 upon 2, that is 60 degree. Okay, so now we need the power factor. Power factor in such case, in this condition is given by this cos theta, by the angle cos of the theta. So cos theta, that is cos of the 60 degree, will be half. Okay, so power factor given is half. A current of 1 ampere flows through a coil when 100 volt DC is applied to it, but a current of 0.5 amperes flows through the same coil when 100 volt AC of frequency 50 Hz is applied to it. The resistance and the inductance of the coil given below are take pi square as equals to 10. We have the resistance and the impedance form options: 100 ohms 0.2 Henry, root 2 Henry, root 0.2 Henry, 50 ohms root 0.3 Henry, 100 ohms 0.3 Henry, or 100 ohms 0.2 Henry. So while solving this, we have two conditions, one for the DC supply and one for the AC supply. So we are going to deal with the AC current. So for an AC current, the resistance given is depends on V upon I, where V is the voltage that is given here is 100 volts upon the current which they have given is 1 amp. Okay, 100 volts and 1 amp of current, so the resistance becomes 100 ohms of resistance. Okay, next is the current which they have given in the AC, that is 0.5 amps. The voltage given in AC is 100 volts, the frequency is 50 hertz, and we are going to find the resistance and the inductance, where firstly the resistance came out to be 100 ohms. Now the inductance, that is, we have the relation I equals to V upon under root R square plus L square omega square. So squaring the both the sides, we get this equation as R square plus L square omega square equals to V square upon I square. Here the value of R which we found out is 100 plus L square into 4 multiplied by pi into 50. So here we have omega equals to 2 pi n, that will be the frequency. So squaring omega will be giving you 4 pi square n square, and here 4 pi square n is your frequency, that is 50 square, into V is given out here to be 100. So 100 into 100 upon the current which is 0.5, the square of that, so we have taken 1.1 by 2 into 1 by 2, that rounds off, which we have is 100 into 100, so it gives you 1 upon 4, so 4 goes up, so that becomes 4 into 10 raised to 4. Okay, so solving the left hand side, we have 100 square L square plus 40 into 4. They have given already pi square, take it as 10, so 4 tens becomes 40, and 50 square, that is 2500. On multiplying this together, we get the value 10, that is raised to 5 zeros. Okay, to 10 raised to 5, and the 100 square which we are performing here is 10 raised to 4. So we put down 10 raised to 4 outside, so that becomes 1 plus 10 the whole L raised to square, so that is again equals to 10 raised to 4. So we are finding the inductance value for L. So this 10 raised to 4 goes down, the 10 raised to 4 gets cancelled, and we are left with 4. So 1 goes there, it becomes 3. So now we are left with 10 square, 10 L square equals to 3, so L square becomes equal to 3 by 10, so L is nothing but 0.3 Henry. So we have a resistance of 100 ohms and we have an inductance of 0.3 Henry. So C out here is the correct option, resistance of 100 ohms and L of 0.3 Henry. Question: an AC source of voltage V equals to Vm sin omega t is connected across the resistance R as shown in the figure. The phase relation between the current and the voltage for the circuit is both are in phase, both are out of phase by 90 degree, both are out of phase by 120 degree, or both are out of phase by 180 degree. So if this is the circuit which we have provided, and here there is a resistance which is connected through a voltage V which is equals to Vm sin omega t. In this given circuit, this is a pure resistive circuit. So in this circuit, the voltage and the current both will be running in phase to each other. So the correct option is A, both are in phase. The RMS value of the current in an AC circuit is 25 amperes. Then the peak value is, we have the options 35.36 milliamps, or 35.36 amperes, or 3.536 amperes, or 49.38 amperes. So here we have given the I current, that is 25 amperes, and IRMS, the relation between the peak current and the IRMS is I naught equals to IRMS upon root 2. So IRMS becomes root 2 into I. So where root 2 multiplied by the I which we have given is 25, that gives you 35.36 amperes of current. So here option B is the correct option. The line that draws the power supply to your house from the street is 220 root 2 volts average voltage, 220 volts average voltage, or voltage and the current are out of phase by pi by 2, or the voltage and the current possibly differ in phase by phi, such as phi is less than pi by 2. So the line that draws power supply from our house to the street, basically it has got some resistance, and such a resistance which is not equal to 0. So basically the voltage and the current will differ by a phase that is less than pi by 2. So phi will be less than pi by 2. Here D is the correct option. The voltage and the current possibly will be differing in phase phi, such that phi is less than pi by 2. V equals to V0 sine 100t V and I equals to 100 sine 100t plus pi by 3 milliamps are the instantaneous values of the voltage and the current. Then the RMS value of the voltage and the current respectively are. So we straight away find the RMS value for the current and the voltage. For the voltage, we given the equation V equals to sine 100 t V. Okay, that is the voltage. So we compare it, V equals to V0 sine omega t. Then we get the V0, that is the peak voltage, is 100 and the omega is 100 radians per second. Okay, next is we need to find the Vrms, and the relation of the Vrms with the peak value is V0 upon root 2. So here we get is 100 upon root 2, so that gives you 70.7 volts. Okay, so Vrms is 70.7 volts. Similar thing we do with the current, that is I equals to 100 sine 100 t plus pi by 3. Again we have I equals to I naught sine omega t plus phi, where this is the theta. Now here again I naught, the peak current is again given is 100, omega is given to be 100, and so the relation again with the IRMS current with the peak value of the current is I naught upon root 2, where I naught is again 100 upon root 2 milliamps. So we have is nothing but 70.7 milliamps. So 70.7 volts and 70.7 milliamps is the option. So 70.7 volts is 70.7 milliamps is the option. So option is the correct option.